So, good morning. Before I begin my talk, if I can do this without crying, I want to thank you. When I made the decision to move from Ohio to here to Grand Junction to live with the man I love, who is working at the hospital today, by the way, the most difficult part for me was leaving my Unity Church, which had been my spiritual home, my spiritual community for 30 years. It was the Unity teachings that brought me back to church after about 20 years of wandering in the wilderness and trying just about everything else. Because I didn't know there was a church that believed and taught the truth that I had always understood, I think even as a girl. But I came here not knowing what I would find, and I found you. So you've welcomed me, accepted me, loved me, and even asked me to speak. And for that, I'm so very grateful. So it's 2020. I don't know about you, but it's just such a cool number. And I don't know if it's about having perfect vision. I thought of that. Our friends over at CSL said their motto for this year is 2020 spiritual vision. And so I don't know if it's having better vision, better spiritual vision, if it's the openness of those two O's. I don't know what it is, but I was never this excited about 2016 or 18 or 19 or any of those. But I look around at my new life here in my retirement from teaching school, or as I heard last week, my new phrase, my rewirement. Rewiring myself. I'm just thrilled at all the new possibilities that are ahead of me. So I think 2020, and then I remember something else about 2020. It's an election year. And then I go, my heart sinks a little, and I see you shifting in your chairs like, no, don't be political. No, I'm not going to be political. I have no need or desire to change your political views on anything. That's all yours. But I'm remembering the college student me back in 1972. That was my first presidential election. And I was so excited. And I was marching and I was signing petitions and I was knocking on doors, which I was very shy about doing, and donating from my meager cafeteria college worker student income. And then I remember pregnant me in 1976. And I was married and carrying my first child, and I was living in New Hampshire, and it was so exciting to be the place of the first primary election. And I was actually waitressing because I couldn't find a social work job. I was waitressing, and all of the candidates, people would come in and eat at the IHOP where I was working. and I got to talk with them like, why did you leave your home to come work for this candidate? And it was so exciting. I was so involved. So now, I don't know if it's because I'm older, somewhat disillusioned, but I look at every single candidate and I go, meh. I don't know if you're the same. Because in my heart I find myself longing for, I guess I would call it a statesman or stateswoman, someone who would put the good of everyone in the world above their own interests, their own money, their own lobbyists, maybe even their own party, even their country. And I think I'm looking for someone rooted in love and compassion who would pick up the government, carry it on their shoulders, could be a counselor and mighty and a person of peace. Wait a minute, I've heard that before somewhere. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his or her shoulders, and her name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. So just like the Hebrews, I guess I'm waiting for the Messiah. I want the Messiah to come and fix everything. I want Jesus. That's who I want to vote for. Do you think we could get Jesus to come and run? And if Jesus ran, do you think we could elect him? Or would we be like John the Baptist? I love John the Baptist, who said, now are you the guy we're looking for, or should we look for someone else? It's kind of like, is it really you? This wasn't what I was figuring it was going to be. Is this, you're the one? But here's the thing, about Jesus. In Unity, we call Jesus our way shower, the one who showed us the way to live. And he never said, it's okay, kids, I'm going to take care of all of it. I'll fix everything. I'll have world peace. I'm going to clean up the pollution on the planet. I'll answer all your questions. Just leave it to me. I'll do it all. No. He said, follow me. He said, do what I do. And then I say, but he's not here. I can't do this without him. But remember what he said. Wherever two or more of you are gathered in my name, I'm there. I'm there in your midst. So there goes that excuse. But he healed the sick and he raised the dead and he fed 5,000 people, and I can't do that. But here's the verse from the Bible that I know I and many other people choose to forget or ignore, not even read or think about. He said, if you believe in me, all these things I do, you will do, and you will do greater things. Healing the sick? Whoa. Feeding thousands, raising the dead? Do we believe what we say that we believe? Emmett Fox is one of my favorite New Thought authors, and he said, either Jesus is a reliable guide or he isn't. It's kind of like you can't pick and choose. If we say he showed us the way, then what he said, we've got to know is true. And the way we talk about this teaching in unity is that that same Christ spirit that was in Jesus is in me, and it's in you. So I'm the Christ, and you are the Christ. Do we believe it? Do we own that? Judy and the Christ. I know you are. Sarah the Christ. JC, you even got the initials right. JC the Christ. But the job is so huge, I say. Can love really do this job? One of my favorite quotes was one that I learned from my first Unity minister, Julie Johnson. She's in her 80s and she's still serving a church in California now. And it's from Emmett Fox, and I have heard her quote this so many times. She knew it by heart. One of my favorites. He said, nothing is resistant to the healing power of love. There is no difficulty that enough love will not conquer, no disease that enough love will not heal, no door that enough love will not open. It makes no difference how deep set the trouble, how hopeless the outlook, how muddled the tangle, how great the mistake. A sufficient realization of love will dissolve it all. If only you could love enough, you would be the happiest and most powerful being in the world. And I still find myself saying, but I'm only one. I can't do it by myself. And I imagine that little Malala might have said that at one point. Martin Luther King Jr. probably said that at one point. Mother Teresa probably said that. And aren't we glad that they ignored that little voice of fear that we all have and that we all hear? Remember, Jesus only had 12 disciples, and they got some stuff done. And again, what did he say? Whenever 2 or 3 of you are gathered together in my name, I'm there in your midst. And it's infectious, isn't it? Myrtle and Charles Fillmore, the co-founders of Unity, never planned to start a church. Myrtle had healed herself of her supposedly inherited tuberculosis through prayer and meditation. And Charles, actually, and they never tell this story, but I love this story. He had polio as a child, and he had one leg that was like 3 inches shorter than the other, and he wore a lift in his shoe. He lengthened his leg through prayer and meditation. He put away his cane and his lift in his shoe and walked straight for the rest of his life. And so people said, how did you do that? We want to know. And so they formed all it was little prayer circles to show you this is what we know about going into the silence and receiving the guidance from God. People kept coming to hear and then practice, and then those circles grew. So who can we infect with our good news? And then one of my favorite sayings by Margaret Mead. She said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So in this wonderful new year, this year of clear vision, this election year, vote for whoever you want, and I will too. And while we're at it, let's also join together and be our Christ selves in our prayer and meditation with ourselves and as a group, as we decide what our community needs and how we can serve our community and how we can serve our world. And I think we'll find that we are the ones we've been waiting for. Thank you.
We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the mothers who breathe with the Mother Earth. We are the fathers blessed with the gentle strength. Brothers and sisters walking hand in hand. Sons and the daughters who walk upon this sacred land. And we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the healers who hear the voice of truth. We are the elders whose wisdom guides our youth. The searchers and seekers with wings spread to the sun. The shapers and builders whose work for peace is never done. And we are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for.
We're givers of mercy, believers in grace, singers of great beauty, and keepers of the faith. We are the sailors who come back through the storm. We are the dreamers resting in God's arms, the dancers and lovers who move beneath the stars, the masters and the teachers whose visions remind us who we are.
And we are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones, we are the ones that we've been waiting